Good news. Everything that we think, feel, and do influences all of our health, from our genes to our digestion. Hope this helps on expanding your view of overall health that goes far beyond just what you eat and how you move. I want to take a couple minutes to talk about how our lifestyle and epigenetics affect the depth and the length of our life. So we're talking about quality and quantity. So Epigenetics 101, this is one of the most fascinating things. Epigenetics is the study of how our lifestyle factors and environment are going to influence the way our genes work and express. As my friend Dr. Roy Vongtama talks about in his book, Healing Before You're Cured, we have 4 houses of health that we have to live with. We have our physical, our emotional, our mental, and our spiritual. So our health is made up of more than just our physical and what we eat and how we move. This includes trauma that affected your parents, environmental exposure, diet, emotional patterns that repeat, and more. When we take a look at our total health and stress profile, you can see why it's important to take that integrative approach rather than simply addressing the symptoms and putting band-aids on the problems that we see. And that's why it should be good news that we realize the gene expression that we have, the genes that we were born with, are not a final thing. They can be influenced by our lifestyle and the choices that we make on a daily basis. And as many people would agree, stress is an underlying cause to almost all disease in the body. Long-term stress downregulates the healthy expression of genes, and yes, that includes worry, anger, resentment, guilt, and shame. And I can say I've definitely played a part and had those emotions play a part in my life. Think about the power of stress and anxiety and how it can cause this physiological effect on your body. Someone with an autoimmune condition, when you're triggered under a great deal of stress or anxiety, that can cause a flare-up in an autoimmune condition like ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease or different digestive issues. I've seen this time and time again from working with clients on a nutrition basis to realize that it goes beyond just what they're eating, it's how they're eating and how their environment affects everything. And on the contrary, coherence with the mind and body can influence a positive chemical reaction in the body that can have more of a positive expression on the genes. When our body feels better, it's just working better and moving and working more efficiently. A regular meditation practice, momentarily and daily can shift our energy in a positive way. And that's something that requires that regular practice. Doing it regularly, we can impact how we feel and how our energy is by changing our state. And that's something that's been proven time and time again, and we can do that with a mindfulness practice. And science has proven that our perception is one of the switches to our biology. Stress is often influenced by our perception and our reaction to the event. We can work through these emotional patterns and blocks, and by doing so, we can reshift and reframe our perception and our energy. Most of our perception is conditioned deep down, going all the way back to our childhood that affects our subconscious mind. And we see these patterns time and time again. When this person says blank, I feel blank. And we see these patterns go over and over and over again. We are triggered by these different patterns that we saw at an early childhood, and it keeps us repeating the same types of behaviors over and over again because we're addicted to that type of energy that we have. And one of the reframes that we can have that is powerful is just thinking, is the world happening to you or is it happening for you? Because when we think we're a victim, we feel like we're stuck, compared to thinking that this is an opportunity to move through these different challenges and get stronger, get strength, and adapt and evolve. Like any muscle with awareness, we can train our perception and how we see the world in order to get stronger and have a better mindset and framework, leading to an expression for better well-being. And we get stronger over time. Even small actions like choosing a cold shower can build our resilience to stress. And we all have a different capacity as far as perceiving and managing stress. So we have to keep that in mind when we're judging ourselves and judging other people. Again, all of this can be changed when we create that awareness and we actually do that work to help reshift and reframe. So we can positively influence our genes by creating harmony with how we think, act, feel, and do. So you have to ask yourself, the question is, are you creating harmony within your body, your thoughts, your actions, your relationships, your emotions, or are you creating disorder and dis-ease? That's something that we have to take responsibility for. You know, we can blame and say it's all kinds of people's fault, our parents' fault, trauma, this and that, but it's up to us to take responsibility. The same thing with our genes. You know, maybe our genes are loading the gun, but it's our actions on a daily basis that are pulling the trigger and influencing the outcome. So the call to action is take inventory on your environment that you're responsible for. Your relationship with mindfulness and stress and energy management and sleep and your relationships. Cheers to our journey in cultivating and creating harmony. To be continued.